alone and afraid in the cold and the dark. Is that how the Creator felt, alone and afraid in the cold and the dark? Before there was anything, stars or moon, light or dark, time or season, there was nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing but the Creator. How long did the Creator ponder and wonder, trying on ideas like robes? How many sleepless nights did the Creator endure, longing for something to hold? We do not know. We were not there. We can only imagine. So, whether as a flash of insight or an act of desperation, the Creator spoke the first words ever spoken, singing a song to the universe soon to be born. Let there be. And suddenly, from nowhere, out of nothing, there was stars and moon, light and dark, time and seasons, everything. Suddenly, there was love. The Creator sang over and over, let there be, filling the darkness with light, the silence with sound, the emptiness with everything. Let there be. And there was.
Darkness will never
No longer alone and afraid in the cold and the dark, except there was no one to talk with, no one to walk with, no one to harmonize this brand new song. So with one more joyful let there be, the Creator sang us into being, human creatures of every color, every shape, every size, human creatures with hearts and dreams and ideas, human creatures with arms to enfold and hands to hold all the amazing things God had made. The Creator loved it all, loved us all. It was perfect. We were perfect, except we did not recognize this amazing thing God had done. How could we have failed to see God's loving intent in creation? How could we have failed to hear the song singing in God's heart? Momentarily disappointed, but suddenly the Creator knew what we needed. And with a satisfied sigh, God whispered, "Let there be," one more time. Let there be love brighter than the star-spun skies. Let there be love deeper than the ink-black seas. Let there be love broader than the span of the heavens. Let there be a child. And there was. The angel had taken Mary by surprise. A child in me of God. It took a moment for her to hear, a longer moment to obey. "How can this be?" she queried the angel. The angel said, "Oh, Mary, with God everything can be, even this." And it was. As delighted as the Creator was to birth creation, so Mary reveled in the creation she now carried, a child a gift, the most beloved of God. Mary danced all the way to her relative Elizabeth, herself carrying a child in old age, a child for which she had not dared hope. A pregnancy so amazing, so terrifying, Elizabeth had gone into hiding. Mary stood outside Elizabeth's locked, tight door, eager to knock, afraid of the answer. For while the child in Elizabeth's womb was a gift from God, the child in Mary's womb was God. Would Elizabeth believe her? Would Elizabeth receive her? Would Elizabeth open the door? Joseph did not sing at the news. Joseph did not dance. Joseph buried his head in carpenter's hands, already imagining the trouble, the taunting, the terrible decision he had to make. Mary was with child. The child was not his. If Joseph accepted the news and took Mary as his wife, his life would be over, his name a source of mockery. But if Joseph chose not to believe, to send her away, Mary's life would be over as well. The townspeople would, he shuddered to think. In those calloused hands lay his own life, and the life of his beloved, and the life of the child she carried, the child of God. What would he do? What could he do? Did the angels startle one another, winging through the sky? Did they cross paths among the stars, carrying news of a new creation? One carrying news of a child to an eager young bride. All things are possible. Another carrying news of that same child to a terrified young groom. Joseph, do not be afraid. Practically strangers, though engaged to be wed. We cannot know what was said when they met. Mary flush with delight to be carrying God's child. Joseph filled with terror at the task before them. Did they fight? Did they celebrate? Did they fall together or fall apart? We cannot know. We were not there. We can only imagine. And even if they were to come to agreement, if they agreed to wed, who would believe the story they told? Angels, 2 of them, God's child, born to you. Mary was so certain. The angel was so convincing, but Joseph was not sure. Really? How can this be?
That the angel of the Lord has promised me. This cannot be, never can this be. I'm not ready to bear this load, oh Lord, I'm not able to walk this road. And just to stand by her with all my shame, I stand. This cannot be. Cannot be.
Joseph did as the angel commanded him. He took Mary for his wife. But even before they could settle into the news, before they could face a skeptical world as one, Emperor Augustus interrupted their plans. Though wealthy beyond compare, the emperor wanted more land, more armies, more. But first a question had to be answered. How many subjects do I have? And how heavily can I tax them? Summoning his scribes, he crafted a crafty decree. Hear ye, hear ye. Every family in every land will travel home this year. It will be a reunion, a homecoming, a celebration. And while you are there, I hope you don't mind, my soldiers will count you. Welcome home. Obedient, Joseph and Mary traveled to Bethlehem, Joseph's ancestral home, but none of it was as they had imagined. So alone, so afraid. Kneeling on a bed of straw in a borrowed barn, her little one, the Creator's child, was born by the light of a winter moon. Did she cry as she birthed him, this homeless child of God? Did she laugh as she held him, this child she named with love? Did she sing as she nursed him, her body the only food he knew? We cannot know. We were not there. We can only imagine. But we do know this: God was still creating shelter in a storm, a place where a family could be warm, creating life in a stable, creatures kneeling as if in a fable, creating quiet on a cold and noisy night. If only the child's birth had created the world the Creator had imagined. If only. The emperor's lust for power was sated for now. The Holy Family returned to their home for a while. The child grew under the loving eye of his parents until they could not have known that as Jesus was born in a barn, a star was birthed as well. High in the midnight sky, it flickered, then flamed into life, a flare in the sky, a beacon. That star was a signal to wise ones that a king was on the rise. They hurried, these ancient seers, tailing the star's brilliant tail, assuming the star would lead them to Herod, the presumptive king. They traveled to his palace and startled him with news. Where is the child born to be king? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to worship him. Herod was flummoxed, then afraid, but he hid his terror well. A king, how nice! There is always room for more. Please find this new king, of whom stars sing, and I will send a gift. But in his dark heart he muttered, I am the king, the only king. Hurry, find this impostor, find him, and leave the rest to me.
Him a place on my throne. Please find him, and I will give him a realm of his own. Can't wait to meet this tiny king, to place a crown on his crown. I long to see his royal face and hold. Have I not been a good and faithful king, ruler of this world and owner of this ring? Almighty and powerful God, your servant Herod is your well-adoring, never boring, but always obedient heir. But now strangers have come calling. I should have sent them crawling. Who ever heard of such a disloyal, morally debase, and at the heart of it, unforgivable, treasonous thing? And so, with all my spies staying hot on his trail, I'll find this so-called king and throw him in my jail. And I will once more be the undisputed, undeservedly ill-reputed, but perfectly suited King of all the world. Please find him, this new king for whom we have longed. That's what I meant to say all along. The world is wide, my kingdom, but there's room enough for two. So I'll greet him with wide open arms.
The wise ones believed Herod. He had seemed so sincere. The wise ones followed that enormous star until it stopped over an ordinary home in an ordinary town. Here at this hovel, where is the palace? Where are the servants? Where are we? But the star was insistent. It would not budge. The star put its foot down right over the place where Jesus lay. So they knocked cautiously on the flimsy door, not knowing what lay behind it. The door flew open, as did Mary's arms. It was though they had been expected. Mary had been pondering, and of this she was certain. Jesus, her firstborn, belonged not only to her and to her people. Jesus, God's firstborn, belonged to any who asked. With a holy child in her arms, with wise ones kneeling on her doorstep, Mary opened the door to the world.
It was
And then to return home, but it was not to be, not that way. Did the angels startle one another, winging through the sky? Did they cross paths among the stars, carrying news of danger? One angel whispered in the wise one's ears, "Go home by another way." And in Joseph's a familiar angelic voice, "Take the child and his mother and go." We are no longer alone and afraid in the cold and the dark, though it feels that way sometimes when our dreams have turned to dust and all the doors are closed. An angelic voice whispers, "All things are possible." A second echoes, "There is always another way." Because God is still singing, God is still creating, God is still promising. God's voice falls like confetti from the stars on us, in us, around us. So much is yet to be. God's door is always open. Let there be.
Wow. Wow. That was fantastic. A couple quick announcements, and we're going to have a little more music, so keep your seats. My name is Bill Schneider. I am the chair of the One Tree, Many Branches Committee here at the Lutheran Church of the Ascension. There's so many people to thank for tonight's event. I want to start with all the incredible voices and musicians. Thank you so much. A round of applause for all of them again. Thank you to our awesome Ascension kids. You guys were amazing. I want to thank sound guy Ian up there who did all our sound today. And in a few minutes, you are all invited, everyone is invited to eat all the wonderful food that Debbie Schwab and Susan Beal have prepared for us, including Debbie's famous meatballs. So please go back. Applause for them in advance. You'll love it. A special thanks to Jeff Yang and the In the Realm of Senses. Have him rise up. This is Jeff Yang. Jeff and his team created all the beautiful sensory additions to this concert, the perfumes, the lighting, a lot of the sound. It's a wonderful job, Jeff and team. A couple just administrative things. One Tree, Many Branches is an ongoing program. We do about 6 concerts a year. So if this is your first concert, come back in February for the next one. We'll be sending out information on that. Including next December, where we will have a complete cantata all the way through to the end. This is just the first half, sort of, I guess, right, Misha? Not quite, kind of. Yeah. So we'll see that, and so please join that. And if you're not on our mailing list and you want to get emails, there's an envelope in your program. Just write your personal information on it, stick it in the offering plate. There's a silver plate outside. You can put it in there, and you'll get in our mailing list. I want to thank everyone for the support of the program. This program is 100% funded by donations from folks like you. You'll see on the back of your programs all the folks who have donated in the last several years. If you'd like to be a donor, you can either point your camera at that QR code in your program, or you can, again, use that envelope and put some cash or a check and support the program. We thank you for that. As I said, after the show, we will be enjoying refreshments. As we do the reprise here, the encore of the reprise, you'll get to see everyone in real light now, live, singing Leather Bee. We'll pass the plate around, so if you want to put anything in the plate, feel free to do so. So with that, we have 2 people here that deserve a little extra. The feedback. Yes, while you're enjoying those meatballs, there are some pieces of paper on the tables for your feedback. Our artistic director had a bunch of questions about how did this go, what did you like, what didn't you like, so we can keep making it better. So fill those in also and put them in an offering plate. Also, Jeff will be out there taking donations for his organization for In the Realm of Senses. And really, you get candles and T-shirts for your donations, so you don't get that from us. You get that from him, though. So he'll be at the table back there, so please say hi to him and thank him for everything he's done. This cantata has been, I think, in your minds for a long time, and it just came together so beautifully. So I just want to thank Pastor Joanne Post, our lyricist, and Misha Zubko, our composer. Isabel, come on forward. Just a little something to thank you. Please, a round of applause for these 2. And I'll hand the mic to Misha.
So thank you so much for being here. This is the first time we've done one of these concerts since the beginning of COVID, and we all know what a hit that was on all of us. So what a joy to be back together, gathering in this space, celebrating the holiday in this way with all of these wonderful musicians. I just want to take a moment to point out a couple of particular people, and I'm going to read the names because I am terrible, but Faraz Kosh Sarat, she's the wizard behind the screen who created all of the visuals that we had tonight. So give her a huge round of applause. And Kim Charnapos, who created the scents specifically for the music and the video that was taking place. And Kim, oh, there she is. She's in the back. And of course, Pastor, thank you for being my willing partner. Where did she go? Oh, this has been quite a ride, and it's been, and just thank you to all of you on the stage here. Kids, I've never seen a better behaved, better singing group of kids in my life. You are amazing. Soloists, yes. My DePaul kids, as I like to call them, I brought in some folks from DePaul. I brought in some other soloists, and of course the Ascension Choir, who can do something like this, right? You know, I mean, come on. And then over here are musicians. We have some who are not with us now, I don't think, but are they still here, Nina or Matthew, Madeline? I don't know. But from left to right, Jeff Yang, Sonia Jones, Leo Zupko, they're some resemblance. And Nick Fotinos, and in the very back, my wife, Minkyu Shin. So again, thank you all for being here. You make this possible with your generosity and coming. And we hope that you can come back and support us so that we can continue to make these programs, develop them, and make them even stronger in the coming years. So we will reprise a little bit of the end for you while Tom Novak, our faithful Tom Novak, passes around the plate.